Hey y'all, grown black folks talk on the climb. I did the previous video on for beacon builders only and talked about how you live a different kind of life if you go into service to others. Do not underestimate the difficulty of the way. The choice is easy, the difficulty is not. Anytime you choose to walk contrary to the system that you live in, do not expect the system and the people who love the system to support you. Now, most of you listening happen to live in the United States of America. I'm guessing if you speak English, you probably, if you're not in the United States of America, you have lived where English has made a great mark on the world and still has quite a bit of a mark. It may be in the Commonwealth, also known as Britain's Second Empire, to those who know. But that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. Now, freedom and justice and individualism are very much high values here in the United States, but I can tell you that you can look at the country's history to see what it values. The country values profit, and grinding up other people to get it is no issue at all. That's the United States history in a very unhappy nutshell. But it is. People, we know this. I'm African American, I am Native American. And if you're in the Commonwealth, I'm also East Indian. I have a great grandfather named Bindam Singh. So I know a little about that from all my ancestral roots. The Anglo-Saxon world decided to grind up the world for profit. The Anglo-Saxons decided to grind up as much of the world as they could get for profit and all the people that they encountered. It is what it is. Now, I live in the United States, and so the whole idea that someone might choose to focus on the service of others as opposed to the exploitation of others runs contrary to what the system supports. It is what it is. This is not to say you can't do it here, but you need not expect that you're going to make the money that other people are going to make. Ask yourself this question: are you going to live in my house and be paid by me to do something that's contrary to my ideals? Are you going to have unlimited freedom to do that in my house? No. No rational system operates that way. And also, the world system does not operate without the compliance and the willing participation of the people in it. No system of exploitation actually does. There have to be a large enough number of people who are looking for their spot in it, and there have to be enough people actively working with it in order for it to be maintained. So on the day that you decide that you're going to do something other than being a mindless American consumerist, and that you're really going to focus your life on if you're really going to make a focus on the spiritual, on the mental, on the, mental can go either way. But the minute that you decide you're going to focus on serving as opposed to always thinking about how you're going to profit. If you decide that you're not going to grind yourself up for profit, and that you are seriously going to do what you did not have a chance to do in high school and or college, which is learn about the other two forms of income and learn how you begin to operate in those, please understand that the people who are dedicated consumerists around you and people who are complain about oppression on one hand, but then want to get their spot. They're not interested in bringing it down. They're interested in getting their spot. Please understand that you're not going to be supported. And understand that who was it? There's a whole big company, Equifax, used their own employees' information to determine, looked at their W-2s and their credit report, because Equifax my credit report, to find out which of their employees dared to have a second job, and then fired them for having a second job. I mentioned before that companies are putting contracts in place, so if they trained you, They want you to pay them for leaving to recreate the cost of your training. So the American consumer system is returning to a plantation slavery-based system in front of us. If you choose to walk out of that, then understand the completeness to which it may close its ranks behind you. If you want to change your life so that you have time to be out in the park making videos, if you want to change your life such that you have time to minister to people around you, if you have to change your life because a relative requires it, understand that that's an extenuating circumstance. You may get help and you may not. You may find that even your relatives are not going to support you by changing their life because they are pursuing whatever it is they want to pursue, and that's more important. There are many such cases. When you make the choice to walk contrary to the system that's around you, that's the price you have to pay. It's not going to be easy. Don't delude yourself. The Lord Jesus Christ told his own disciples, count the cost. He told people that were going to become Christians, count the cost, because it will cost you everything. But as it was said, he who gives up what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose is no fool. Go ahead and do your history of people who become rich in this country. And ask yourself, okay, are they rich? But seriously examine it. Does their consumerism make them happy? Does it give them love, joy, and peace in their life? Does it? And if you think that's the path you want, yes, the system will support you. But here's the other thing about this. The Bible gives another good example of this. You know, the broad road is wide and many people on it. It's easy to find it, but it leads to destruction. The narrow road leads to life and peace. Well, someone said it's like, looking at the ends of a funnel. It's easy to get into the broad end of a funnel. It gets narrow at the end. It's much easier to go put something through the narrow end of the funnel, but it becomes broader and broader as you go. So, those are the choices that are before you. If you are someone who wants to walk contrary to the ideals and goals of a system that will do anything for profit, just be advised. Don't think it's going to be easy. It's not. But you also have to look down the road to what the payoff is going to be. The payoff is not going to be you being able to do that and enjoy the dreams of avarice. System's not going to reward you. But you will be able to find ways to do things quietly and sustain yourself. And I'll make that subject of my next video. Alright, y'all have a good day now. Goodbye.